Hey everybody, welcome back to B-Dub's Disc Golf. I am at Sappenfield Disc Golf Course. It's been a minute since I've been last here, and this is actually a course I like a lot. I really do love it, and it's a little bit of nostalgic for me because it's the first place that I entered a tournament. So my first tournament ever was at Sappenfield. And so it's got me thinking about this video. What do I want to talk about today? So I think today I want to talk a little bit about tournaments. And I have not done a tournament in 2025 yet. Not because I don't want to, but it's just been crazy busy. Been doing a lot of road trips on the weekends, just haven't been able to. But hopefully I'll be able to get back into some tournament play and see if I can get back to trying to get that 900 rating. So let's see what we're doing today. So today we're going to pretend that today's a tournament, with the exception of 2 on the top. We're going to do 2 on the top, and we're going to come up with a goal to make, because I find that when I have a goal, it puts a little bit more pressure on me, and I want to see if I can put some pressure and sort of simulate tournament play. So today's goal is a little bit of a crazy goal, and I've never actually hit it before, but I think I can do it, and that is 10 under. So I am shooting for 10 under here. As I said, the only thing that I'm going to do different is that I really have not warmed up. And for a tournament, I've decided for 2025, I think warm up is key. So extra pressure, 10 under with very little warm up, but I am going to do 10 off the top, 10 off the top. I am going to do 2 off the top, start off with a PA2. Very long. It's very short. Basket number 1. It's a very short basket. Basket number 1 is only 210 feet, and so it's also downhill, so you got to be careful. So do it to sensei. Just throw it to the right a little bit and see if we can't get it in. That time I threw it too short.
15 minutes later.
All right, I lied. I decided to warm up a little bit, and so I'm back. Now we're starting over. This is my PA2. This is tournament time. So whatever happens, happens. This is the real shot. Ooh, nice. The other thing that adds pressure for me, especially in tournaments, are baskets that, in my opinion, I'm supposed to birdie. So basket 1 at Sappenfield, you're supposed to birdie. I don't care who you are. It's barely over 200 feet. There's nothing between you and the basket. And so if you're playing a tournament at Sappenfield, you have got to start the tournament off with a birdie. And that added pressure makes you not, or at least makes me not get the birdie more often than I would like to admit. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about tournaments. If you've never played a tournament, you have 2 options. You can put your foot behind the disc and putt from there, or you can mark the disc right in front of it and then put your foot behind the mark. The advantage of that, it gives you a foot closer, or disc width closer to the basket. And you might think, Brett, what's the big deal? You'd be surprised at how close you can miss a putt by, and if you had that extra foot, you would be glad that you had it. And then once you putt, your front foot has to remain stationary until the disc comes to rest in the basket. I am sure a lot of my viewers know that already, but if you don't play tournaments, you may not. If you do play tournaments, and you got someone on your card that's breaking a rule, probably the most common rule that I see broken is when someone putts and steps forward and they're too close to do that. So in circle 1, your foot has to stay stationary. If you're in circle 2, you can move that foot, but in circle 1, just 10 meters from the basket, that foot has to stay stationary. If you see someone in your card breaking a rule, hey, just let them know, and hopefully they won't do it again, and try really hard to not be a jerk about it. Big fan of that. So be kind. Basket number 2, 270 feet, par 3. It's that way, even though the tee box is facing this way for a forehand, I still go at it with a backhand, and I'm gonna go with my M3. A little short, but that's okay. Every time I come here and I play basket number 2, I think about the ace that I got on this one, playing with my buddy Doug and friend. I can't remember who the third person was with us. That's sad. But I love my ace. What is your favorite ace? Comment below. Do you have an ace that you think about every time you step up to that basket? And where is that? And what did you throw and how far was it? I'm in a tournament. The woods are in my way. And if I go for this and I hit these top branches and I drop down, now I have a tester for par, and I turn what should be an easy par into a bogey. So instead of trying to be cutesy and see if I can't ante this and get a birdie, I'm just going to ante it low, have it skip towards the basket for an easy par. Once again, it's a tournament, so I'm going to mark my putter, step, and then tap in for par. One of the mistakes that I often make in tournaments is go for shots that I really had no business going for. Partly because it's fun and I'm not going to win $1 million even if I make it. But if I want to do well in tournament, or if you want to do well in tournament, making those sort of intelligent decisions so that you don't turn going for a birdie, the next thing you know it turns into a bogey, would really help you in tournament play. So something that you often see in tournaments are mandos, which is short for mandatory. You see that sign right there? It says mando, has an arrow pointing to the left, which simply means I have to throw a disc to the left of that tree, and which would make some shots complicated because the basket's actually to my right. And so if I threw it straight at the basket through the tunnel of trees to the right of the mando, that's the shortest route, but I can't do that. It will cost me a stroke. And sometimes I'll have a place where I'll either have to re-tee, or they will have like a place where I'm supposed to take my next shot because I missed the mando. But that's something you see in tournaments. Key here is you can either throw a forehand, or I'm actually going to do a turnover with my F7. So let's see how it goes. Really, really bad. Really, really bad. So the good news is I made the mando. The bad news is I threw the disc about 50 feet. So it's a short basket, upshot. I'm just going to treat this like basket number 1 at Horizons, and we should be fine. Distortion time. Even went a little long. So it looks like I might be successful in creating a tournament environment, because that shot was so bad. It's something that I almost never do when I'm just playing casually. At least one of the things that I do, very common, that I have to treat the putt like a normal putt. And according to the flag, I've got a little headwind, so I'm going to aim a little low, but it still has to be a normal putt. I can't fluff it, try to aim it. I got to try to keep my putter as normal as possible during a tournament play, which can be difficult to do sometimes, at least for me. I feel like I don't know if I noticed this as much before, but I'm noticing it now. The tee pads are not facing the direction that I actually want to throw. So this tee pad is facing pretty far right, but the basket is pretty far left. And so one of the things that I think is very important that when you're in a situation like that is pick your line and do a little tee pad geometry, and whether or not you might be doing it at an angle, and pick something to aim at. So I do want to throw this disc to the right, but not nearly as far right as this pad is pointing at. So basket number 4, 231 feet, simple 185 feet, and I'm going to go with the Sensei. And that should be okay. A little bit of a tester, but I think I got it. All right, 2 under after 4. Not bad. Not bad at all. So basket number 5, 300 feet. We have a pretty hard turn to the left. I like to go high because my fear is always going long and straight. So I'm going to throw something pretty overstable and something that I can potentially get out there and maybe even get close to the basket. So I am going to go with my Banshee. Maybe too high. Looks like I hit a tree, might get a roll. Curious, what is the best thing to do? So once again, I'm going to do a layup. Even this one is difficult because we got a very low ceiling, but I think I got it. There we go. So the pressure's building because I've only got 2 birdies so far. And I've got 5 baskets down. So welcome to basket 6. Let me show you a picture of basket 6. Notice I basically have to do a boomerang shot to get to the basket. So I don't have a boomerang shot in my bag. And so if you're watching this and you've played Sappenfield, what is your secret to birdieing number 6? I always go with an overstable disc, so I'm gonna go with my Banshee. I'm gonna do a forehand, but I'm still gonna be pretty far away from the basket for a very long look for birdie. Now the other option would be a roller, but I'm not very good at rolling disc, so maybe one day I should give that a shot, but to me, I don't even know if a roller would work. So maybe I'll try it on video just for fun, not part of the tournament play, and just see what happens. And to me, I took that really inside, and that's a dangerous thing to do because if I had hit that tree, now I'm just down here, and now I'm shooting for potentially bogey. And so that was a kind of a dangerous shot, but anyway, I did it anyway. Let's just do a roller just for the funsies of it. We're gonna do a backhand F7 roller. That actually might have worked. So I'll show you on camera where my F7 landed, and maybe I've answered my own question. So here's where my Banshee landed, which is really not bad at all, but I'm still facing a circle 2 look for bird. Easy par, but very difficult birdie. So here's where my F7 landed, and that's circle 1. That's a putt that's actually possible for me to make. I mean, so is circle 2, but that's that. And if I had gotten the F7 out a little bit further, it might have gotten even closer. But that is a very good look. A very good look for birdie. So the answer to my question, you gotta do a roller on this hole, on this basket. Also, just so you know, it's perfectly legal to putt with anything. So I can leave my putter here, as long as I put my foot behind it, and I can putt with my F7. That is a legal par. So, and sometimes I do that during tournaments. Basket number 7, it's 335 feet. The difficult thing about this basket is I can reach it with my D4. The problem is that I have overturned my D4 in the past, and it's gone into the creek, which is OB. So I'm gonna go with my Astronaut, even though technically this is an understable disc. I find with this active premium plastic, it's not overstable as much as it says. So I'm hoping this will still get me close to the basket. That was a pretty good pool. The other thing about tournaments is that I will often think about my misses. And so on that one, my miss was to the right and into the trees. And if it got through the trees, it'd end up into the creek, and that's bad. So, but it was also, that disc to me is the best shot I had to get to the basket. So then you have a choice. Do I do the high risk, high reward shot, or the low risk, I wouldn't say low reward, you know, but with a decent chance of still making birdie. Where my astronaut landed was safe, and I think it's going to be close enough that I will at least have a chance at birdie. We'll see. So I actually went a little long with my astronaut. Not crazy long, it's pretty close to pin high. And I'm either at the edge of circle 1 or at the edge of circle 2. I'll step it off once I putt. Ah! And that was a circle 2 putt. Here's another sort of idea in tournament play. I am disappointed that I missed that putt. Even though it was the edge of circle 2 putt, it's fine. It was close. The putt felt good. Just needed a little more oomph on it, and it would have got me to 3 under, which makes me sad that I didn't make it. So I'm in a tournament. I got to let that go. I got to relax, and I got to now focus on the next basket and say, hey, I can make the next basket. All right, here we go. We are at basket number 8, 285 feet, pretty much straight ahead. And I'm gonna go cicada. That was a very nice throw. I'm a little concerned that I might be under that tree, but that was a very good throw. So normally I throw my F5, and but I'm giving the cicada a tryout to see if it's going to be my bag. One thing that I have noticed about the cicada, it's a very straight fairway driver, but it finishes left more so than my F5. And so it makes me wonder, if I had thrown my F5, would I have been a little bit more to the right instead of to the left like I am with the cicada. So, but still, it was a good, I thought it was a good throw. And it's a good disc. Try the cicada out. It's a good disc, very good disc. All right. Basket number 9, 241 feet. I like to throw it out towards the middle of the field and have it hyzer in towards the basket. So to get that type of hyzer, Championship Plastic Banshee. And that is near perfect. Even though I was happy with that throw and happy with that result, I'm going to share with you a mental mistake that I made before I threw that disc. My pinky felt sweaty. And what I should have done is stopped, grabbed my whale sack, dried off my hands again, and made sure that my hand was dry. And I was also thinking about it too much. So if you're playing a tournament and your hand's a little sweaty, take a moment, dry it off, and then get back on that box. We are 4 under after 9. I would feel better if I was 5 under, but 4 under is respectable. So I'm not going to get down on myself too much for where I'm at. Basket number 10, 253 feet. It's just through the gap and pretty much straight ahead. I'm going to go with my sensei again. And I yanked it. I yanked it. It's going to happen. You're going to have some bad throws, and it's okay. A little short, gonna be a little bit of a tester. Remember, the sadness wants to get in moments like this. Don't let it get in. You just do what you know you can do. And that is make a decent putt. One thing that I do a lot is compound mistakes. So I get angry that I yanked it, and then I do a bad upshot. Not a horrible upshot, but considering where I was, I should have just parked it, and I didn't. And then have the opportunity to make a putt. So those are multiple places where you can compound a mistake. So I could have got mad at the yank and did a horrible upshot, even though it wasn't horrible, but bad, and then finish it off with a bad putt. And that's how you end up accumulating bogeys and accumulating, rising score. So, but I would have, that's usually a basket that I get for birdie, at least a birdie look. The yank made me sad. So, well, we move on. So we're at basket number 11, 260 feet. The basket's tucked away to the right near the creek. And so I'm gonna go with my F7 and hope my F7 drifts to the right towards the basket. I think it went a little long, but it's all right. And this is not, number 11, it's actually not an expected birdie. This is not on my, oh my gosh, I gotta get this birdie to be good. So I'm gonna call that a bonus birdie and it's made me very happy. If you're playing in a tournament at a course that you're very familiar with, and on that course is a basket that lives rent-free in your head, you gotta try really hard to not think about that. So this is basket 12, super easy basket. It's just right there. There's nothing between me and the basket. What makes it challenging is it's a pretty steep hill. And so as a result, it throws your swing off a little bit. And at least for me, I find myself just spraying all over the place. So I'm gonna go right at it using an understable disc because of the high nature of the throw. I'm gonna automatically put some hyzer on it. So I wanna use something understable. And then I'm going to try to be relaxed and don't kill the disc to get there. And so do not let a nemesis hole get in your mind during a tournament, especially when it's easy. Little unlucky tree. It was turning a little bit, but it didn't turn enough. But the good news is I still think I'm pretty close for an easy bird. Sadly, I'm not as close as I would like to be, and I'm gonna have to straddle putt this, which is not my best form of putting. So close. The other thing that you have to keep in mind in tournaments, especially when you're playing in the woods like this, you're gonna get some bad tree kicks. And so it happens. So I hit a tree right before the basket. Had I not hit that tree, to turn to right a little bit more, it would have just skidded real close to the basket. But what are you gonna do? All right, this is a tricky one. Another one of those boomerang shots. Not quite boomerang, but hard right uphill. Basket 13, 178 feet. The basket's up the hill to the right. I'm gonna go with something very overstable, which is my A1. I'm gonna flick it and see if I can't get it at least up there for a shot. I hit some trees, so I'm not exactly sure where it landed, but we'll see. It took me a while to find my disc, but mainly because of the color of the disc. And it's just camouflaged very well in the leaves. But question, leave it down in the comments. How long do I have to find a disc? What is the PDGA rule for finding a disc before time's up? I actually don't know. I'm actually gonna go for this because I could use a birdie right now and I'm a little bit behind where I want to be at this point. Aha, good look. Very good look. It's a tournament, so I still have to mark it. tree to contend with. Luckily, I'm super close. I got to be behind, completely behind my mark, which I was. Basket 14. It's only 138 feet. You can treat it like an upshot. And that should be okay. Another thing about tournament play, whatever your putting routine is, do it, no matter how close you are. If my count is correct, and it may not be, I need to birdie out in order to make 10 under. So I need to get down this fairway, have my disc turn to the right a little bit, and then finish near the basket. So basket 15, 201 feet, PA 5 time. And that will take a miracle, I think. All right, sad clown, but stay with me, y'all. Let's see if I can get to 9 under. And who knows, maybe I did miscount, but I don't think I did. So this is basket 16, and it's a left gap and a right gap. I've seen people take the right gap and do a major hyzer towards the basket. I'm actually gonna go for the left gap, but I'm gonna go for a forehand and short 165 flick. I'm gonna use my hex, get a little stability, and hope I can get it to where I want it to be. Let's move the camera. I think that's okay. I did not do my routine. That was a mistake on my part, but I made it. Much straight ahead, and whenever you want to throw something straight, you throw your Gamera PA2, 188 feet, pretty short. Get through, get lucky, get lucky. Yay for luck. That was a bad throw, and I got super lucky, and I'll take luck every time. Easy birdie, even though it was a horrible shot. But it reads on the scorecard just the same. Basket number 18. Sadly, we did not make my goal of 10 under. I think I'm going to keep that. I think I'm going to keep that and make it a challenge for myself. Maybe for the whole summer, do a 10 under challenge for all the courses that I think I should be. Like Horizons, do a 10 under challenge. Or do a challenge for myself that matches that course, right? And so I do think I can hit 10 under at Sappenfield. And so that'll be my challenge for Sappenfield. For a course like Horizons, it might be 13 under, 12 or 13 under. I don't know. You let me. So here's an idea. If you've made it this far in the video and you know the courses in the area, give me a number to hit for every course in the area. What should my number be for Horizons? What should my number be? Do you agree with my 10 under for Sappenfield? So feel free to write that down in the comments. So let's see if we can make the final birdie of the round. Basket number 18 is about 200 feet uphill, and it looks like we have some wind action going, but we can see it. Do it with the axolotl hex. All right, so I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hope you enjoyed my round talking about tournaments. If you've never done a tournament, I think you should. Give it a shot, a lot of fun. And if you're 50 years old or more like me, make sure you join the MA 50. Do not play the amateurs 3rd level or even the 4th level. Get with the 50-year-olds. They are more fun, and you, trust me, you'll thank me later about being in the MA 50 group. So, been fun, it's been real. If you see me out there on the course, don't forget to say hey, because I enjoy it when you do. Like and subscribe, and give me some numbers to shoot for the courses in the Triad area, and I'll make a challenge for myself. Let's see if I can do it. I didn't make 10 under, but I did make 9 under as I parked this hex and finished with a very respectable 9 under, even though I didn't make my 10 under challenge. But I will hit it before the year's up, so I'll be back maybe in a month to do Sappenfield 10 under challenge. Have a good one.